his guitar through his own amplifier, and that's what we recorded. We've got a couple of amplifiers in the studio today, which is quite something for us. We've got a guitar amplifier and one for harmonica, because my special guests are Phil, HarpDog Trucker, and Russ on guitar. Now, normally you're known as something else, aren't you? So, Phil, you can tell us, because Rusty's microphone's a bit far away. Well, what's your full billing when you normally appear?
It's normally HarpDog Trucker with chicken fricassee, and that's because Russ, for a long time, was part of the No Spring Chicken band, but that folded quite recently.
Oh, right, okay.
And
I wonder what No Spring Chicken was a reference to. I'll have to ponder on that one for a moment. Well, never mind.
Too long, though.
No, I know. I can see by Rusty's face. I think I'm thinking the same things he's thinking, and that's all right. Never mind. Excellent stuff. You're born in Hagley now, from Kidderminster.
Yeah, now right? Residing in Kidderminster. I took a short 20-year stretch out in various parts of the world. Member of the Armed Forces.
All right.
That's all sort of in history now, and this is my new life, and rotated back to the real world and doing a bit of live music.
I'm always interested, and I'll ask you both this, what got you wanting to make your own music? Rather, we all listen to music, we all like stuff, we all dislike stuff, we often like and dislike different stuff between friends, but what made you actually want to pick an instrument up and make your own?
Well, certainly for myself, it dated back to when I was a schoolboy, and I used to play the harmonica around the house and around the fields, and it's quite funny to imagine that in those days you could often find me in a field with a load of cows circling around me playing the harmonica, because that was the only audience of which I would dare to play for. But that backfired on me when I was about 13, when I was walking over the fields, and as I was walking along this fence line, you have that feeling there's something not right. I don't know whether it's because the birds had stopped singing or whatever it was. There was this dense thicket of trees the other side of the fence line, and I just kept feeling something. And the third time I looked over my shoulder, an Alsatian jumped over this fence. And it would be too long to explain, but for the next sort of 30 minutes, I became a toy for this dog.
Oh, great.
So that kind of links into the HarpDog bit, I think.
Ah, excellent stuff. What about you, Russ? How did you get into making music?
Well, basically, it's like a lot of people of my generation, and even the ones a bit older. I think it was if I'm quite honest, is the sound of Hank Marvin.
Oh, right, yeah.
He played his electric guitar in his own inimitable style, etc. And that sort of got me interested in wanting to play the guitar.
Yeah.
So I tinkled around a little bit for a while on that. And then my parents bought me, or gave me the money for the first electric guitar, which wasn't very good. But when I went to the then Foley College, I met up with some other guys there that were into the heavier stuff, like Black Sabbath and stuff like that, showing me how to play some power chords and stuff like that. And it went on from there, so it does go back quite a bit, really.
Fantastic. Okay, we can spend the whole time we've got talking about your music, but the easiest thing to do to find out what it's like is to get you to play something. You're going to play something called Parchment Farm. Just tell us a quick bit about that.
Well, Parchment Farm, the history of the Parchment Farm is in the state of Mississippi in the deep south, and there's a county called Sunflower County, and it was a prison song, and the song is really about an inmate there who, not unlike perhaps a lot of other inmates, felt as though he was perhaps unfairly treated by being in prison. But as the song unfolds, it might seem that, yes, he should have been there. But in reality, there was a bit of exploitation going on in the Deep South, particularly in those days, whereby landowners would pay the prison wardens money for a dedicated labour force. And so people were kind of getting arrested for minor crimes that suddenly finding themselves 3 or 4 years still in Parchment Farm. And that's so one of these guys, I think it was Booker T. White, who reportedly did a stretch there, wrote this song, and I'm going to be performing it now, bolted onto what people probably heard as the old grey whistle test, which was area code 615 Stone Fox Chase. So it's a combination of the both. But the history for me in this song is that the person that got me into the harmonica music was a local hero known in the time as Richard Rogers, and used to play in a pub in Clent where I used to frequent. And Richard Rogers, fine bloke that he is, later became the Ricky Cool that people people know.
Oh, right, okay.
What a fine exponent, the harmonica player, and sitting in his presence and hearing him. That gave me. So that took me from normal harmonica into blues.
Yeah, fantastic.
So that's, hope to do this, to do him some justice for that.
Okay, well, that's excellent. Thank you very much for that. So, Phil, HarpDog Trucker, and Russ on guitar with Parchment Farm.
Well, it's just, there's no guitar on this one.
No guitar on this. It's just you. Okay, no mind. Okay, well, we'll hear from Russ again in a minute. So, we'll do that again then. So, Phil, HarpDog Trucker, and Parchment Farm.
Okay. Well, I'm sitting over here on Parchment Farm. Well, I'm sitting over here on Parchment Farm. Well, I'm sitting over here on Parchment Farm. I ain't ever done no man no harm. Well, I'm putting my cotton in 11-foot sack. Well, I'm putting my cotton in 11-foot sack. Well, I'm putting my cotton in 11-foot sack. 12-gauge shotgun at my back. Well, I'm sitting over here on number 9. Well, I'm sitting over here on number 9. Well, I'm sitting over here on number 9, but all I done was drink some wine. Well, I'm gonna be here for the rest of my life. Well, I'm gonna be here for the rest of my life. Well, I'm gonna be here for the rest of my life, but all I done was shoot my wife. Well, I'm sitting over here on Parchment Farm. Well, I'm sitting over here on Parchment Farm. Well, I'm sitting over here on Parchment Farm. Thank you, Parchment Farm.
Excellent, fantastic, unbelievable, goodness me. Wait till you see the video of that, swapping harmonicas and doing all sorts of things, brilliant stuff. Thank you very much indeed to Phil and to Russ, more from them in a moment or two. Going for a moment, when we come back, a little bit of something from Anna Christina Pridden, the testimony of Patience Kershaw, that's coming away in a moment, and then it's the gig guide, that's next here on a moment or two, with my special guest this afternoon. Got any gigs coming up? Influences is really what we're interested in now. We've heard how you got started and why you wanted to pick your instruments up and start playing them. But what artists influenced you and what artists still influence you? We'll start again with Phil.
Well, I guess for myself it would be mentioning, as I earlier did, Ricky Cool in his formative years before he became Ricky Cool. As I said, to have the influence of somebody stood in front of you playing is a massive thing.
Yeah.
And he took me to a few conventions up in Manchester and all that business. But that, from recording artist point of view, I then went on to see people like Sonny Terry and Brownie McGee in Birmingham.
Yeah.
And a lot of bands of that era. But I was mostly influenced by Little Walter
Oh, yes.
A friend of mine who lent me an album of his.
Yes.
And a couple of the songs which I'm performing tonight are actually from that album.
Yeah.
It really struck a chord in me when I heard it. It kind of put the hook in me that made me want to play blues.
Yeah. Fantastic. Russ, what about you?
Well, for me, it's been sort of really, as a guitar player, the influences have been what I call the big five, really.
Yeah.
They've been, obviously, Jimi Hendrix.
Yes.
Then Clapton, Eric
Yeah.
Clapton himself. Jimmy Page in his better days.
Yes.
And the other one that really has influenced me over the years and has kept me sort of playing, really, because it demonstrates that you don't have to be fast to be good.
Yeah.
Has actually been David Gilmour of Pink Floyd.
Yeah.
I'm not a particular blues player. I'm just back fill up on this sort of stuff. But all of those guys are blues players. Even Dave Gilmour is a blues player as well when he gets down to it. He's been the main one for me, I think, over the last 20 years.
Excellent. Excellent stuff. You're going to do a traditional blues number now called Before You Accuse Me. Anything we need to know about that?
No, it's just one of those Russell particularly wanted to do, and we seem to hit it off, and I'll throw in a few sort of Sonny Boy Williamson type riffs in the middle of it. Hopefully it will work out okay.
Okay, if you just bear with me a moment while we get the technology to work. Okay, the airwaves are yours. Take it away.
Before you accuse me, take a look at yourself. Before you accuse me, take a look at yourself. Say I'm spending my money on other women, you taking money from someone else. I saw your mama about 3-4 nights ago. I saw your mama about 3-4 nights ago. Your mama said, son, don't call my daughter no more. Before you accuse me, take a look at yourself. Before you accuse me, take a look at yourself. Say I'm spending my money on other women, but you taking money from someone else. Mama, about 3-4 nights ago, I saw your mama about 3-4 nights ago. Your mama said, son, don't call my daughter no more. Come on back home, mama, try my love one more time. Come on back home, mama, try my love one more time. If I can't find things to suit you, I think I'll lose my mind. Before you accuse me, take a look at yourself. Before you accuse me, take a look at yourself. Say I'm spending my money on other women, you taking money from someone else. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed, my special guests, Phil HarpDog Trucker and Russ on guitar with their version of the traditional blues, Before You Accuse Me. Paul Collins with Black Country Matters Local Music Hour here on 102.5 The Bridge. We are going again for a moment or two. When we come back, we've got a little bit of something from Danny G, Big World, recorded here live at The Bridge on the 24th of May this year. To my special guests this afternoon, Phil HarpDog Trucker and Russ on guitar. You've done a cracking couple of blues. You're going to do another one associated with Little Walter, which is My Babe, which we're going to hear in a moment. You've said that you've written a couple of songs yourself. I mean, are they just music or are they music and words that you've written?
Well, music and words, a wedding song really.
Okay.
I wrote one for my daughter Jennifer when she got married to Micah, and as
nice.
a father of the bride you have to make a speech, and
you rather do a song
anywhere with the speech, so I sort of had a bit of a cop out. I thought, well, I'll just write a song, but
that's a novel approach.
3 days later I was still on the first verse and I was like, oh dear, this is harder than I thought it would be. But, anyway, I did get it in time and I did deliver and it went down well, so
good. That
was again one of the sort of the markers that set me to getting where we are doing this today.
Fantastic. That when you do that, when you tempted to write a song, do you start with the music or do you start with the words?
I try and start with the music, but in this case, it was specifically for two people.
I suppose there were certain things you had to get into that song.
That's right. Yeah. You had to get a certain personality and certain
names,
a couple of key things in their relationship,
incidents and stuff like that.
And stuff. I was surprised at the response. By the end of it, everybody was clapping, and what for me was just a short, 3-minute song. I got a lot of accolade for that. It surprised me. And I thought,
very good.
Maybe I need to keep doing this.
Yeah. Wow. Absolutely excellent. Russ, have you ever penned anything?
Yes, I did actually. Or shall I say I did? I have.
You have, yeah.
About 20 years ago, I was in another band called Face Value.
Okay.
And we played all our own stuff.
Yeah.
And so I wrote quite a few bits and pieces years back. And we recorded some stuff and things like that. It didn't get anywhere, but I have done it.
Were you a music first or a words first person?
Music first.
Music first, yeah. Most people are. It's always interesting to find out. Okay, you're going to do this one now. It's associated with Little Walter. I don't know whether he wrote it or not, but I mean, people will recognise it. It's My Babe, isn't it? Anything we need to know about this?
Well, no, it's just that my family asked me to do this, and it really goes out to my wife, Julie, who's been supporting me now for 30-odd years, and so I like to sing this mainly for her and thank my family for pushing me to do things when perhaps I've been a bit lazy.
Well, we all need somebody like that, don't we? Yeah. Absolutely. Okay, so once more, it's Phil HarpDog Trucker and Russ on guitar with My Babe.
My baby don't stand no cheating in my babe. Oh yes, she don't stand no cheating in my babe. Oh yes, she don't stand no cheating. She don't stand none of that midnight creeping in my babe. True little baby is my babe. My babe, well I know she loved me, my babe. Oh yes, I know she loved me, my babe. Oh yes, I know she loved me. She don't do nothing but kiss and hug me, my babe. True little baby is my babe. Baby, don't stand no cheating in my baby. Oh yes, she don't stand no cheating in my baby. Oh yes,
she don't stand no cheating, and everything she do so pleasing. And my babe, true little baby is my babe. My babe, she don't stand no fooling, my babe. No, yeah, she don't stand no fooling, my babe. Oh, yeah, she don't stand no fooling. When she's hot, there ain't no cooling. And my babe, true little baby is my babe. True little baby is my babe. True little baby is my babe.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Absolutely excellent. There we are. That was Phil HarpDog Trucker and Russ on guitar with their version of Little Walter's My Babe. We'll have some more from both of them in a moment or two. That's after these. And finally, something from Danny G. Big World, recorded here live at the Bridge on the 24th of May. That's next here on the Bridge. Big World, recorded here live at the Bridge. On the 24th of May, she's from Wollaston, singer-songwriter, dropped down the Bridge to chat to me and play some of her own songs, such as that one. My guests this afternoon have been Phil HarpDog Trucker and Russ accompanying me on guitar. We're going to get time for at least one more. We're going to have, it's a Creedence Clearwater Revival song called Run Through the Jungle. And you particularly want to dedicate this to people?
Yeah, to a good old army buddy of mine, Andy Addison, and a lot of other guys that have supported me, to get me going again. And when you've got friends like him that last for a lifetime, you know, I thought I'd give them a mention. Plus all the postal and courier guys that work tirelessly to forge that link between serving soldiers and airmen and sailors and their families back home.
Yeah.
It's a bit of an unsung heroes they are. And that is a song which I wanted to do. Yeah. And I love the song. It's by Creedence Clearwater Revival, and it's a bit like this.
Thought it was a nightmare, but it was so true. They told me don't go walking slow, devil's on the loose. Better run through the jungle, better run through the jungle, better run through the jungle. Oh, don't you look back to see. Thought I heard a rumbling calling to my name. 200 million guns I loaded, Satan cries take aim. Better run through the jungle, better run through the jungle, gotta run through the jungle. Ah, don't you look back to see. Fill the land with smoke. Better run through the jungle, better run through the jungle, gotta run through the jungle. Ah, don't you look back to see. was so true. They told me don't go walking slow. The devil's on the loose. Better run through the jungle. Better run through the jungle. Gotta run through the jungle. I don't look back to see.
You run through the jungle.
Thank you very much indeed. That was absolutely excellent. Thoroughly enjoyed that one indeed. Okay, we've got a couple of minutes or two, and it'd be interesting to talk a little bit about some other aspects of your life and various other things. You brought this statuette in of this unknown soldier for a particular reason. You made very brief reference to it at the start.
Yeah.
We've got a minute or two. Just tell us about that.
Well, it's the unknown soldier, and it's been on platform 1 of Paddington Station for about 100 years, marking the end of the First World War. But it's people are writing to it now, and even Stephen Fry has written sort of a particularly poignant letter to it. But for me, it represents the unveiling by the Queen of the same statue in our barracks, English barracks, and it was to commemorate the hard work that is performed throughout the world by the Postal and Courier Service men and women who provide that link to soldiers back home and serving overseas. And I don't think people perhaps realise that in the First World War, 12 million letters a week were being sorted by these people in field post offices under incredibly difficult circumstances.
Yeah.
And 1,800 of them were killed. I mean, that equates to more people that actually serve today in that service.
Yeah, because I think if any of us were aware of that at all, we might be aware from films and maybe from documentaries that, perhaps once a week an officer would arrive with a bundle of letters and all the men would scamper around and gather all the stuff there. We never actually give any thought to how they actually got there, or to that what underpinned the distribution and delivery of those letters.
Yeah, and there's a lot that goes into it, and I know from serving time during the Gulf War when units were actually moving at 60 miles a day from one location to another, trying to keep up with them and make sure that they get the letters was a massive undertaking, and we did it. It was done. And so, it is one of those things that's taken for granted. But also, going back to the First World War, 4 people actually won the VC part of the Postal and Courier setup, which was in those days. By taking the German.
That is
it's quite amazing to think.
That is absolutely remarkable, because you think about people who won VCs, any VC at all. Massive active heroism. Going out to no man's land and fetching a wounded colleague and all that sort of stuff. The typical kind of things that people got VCs for, which you don't think of people doing. Such a vital.
One of them actually did that. And I guess in conflicts like that, front lines become blurred.
Yes.
But I just wanted to mark that, and for any of the listeners out there, that this may go out to say thanks for the time that I served with you guys, and good pals.
Yeah.
And, keep on going, keep on doing it.
And of course, you have first-hand knowledge and experience of the importance.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, there are often occasions when someone will take the postmaster to one side and say, look, can you have a look to see if there's anything for little Johnny down there, because he's been out in theatre for 4 weeks now. He hasn't had a letter. But when you're sat there with no letters and somebody else in the next bed has got about 20, it does start to get to you.
Yes.
So there's this morale thing, and then you have to go and speak to people and see if there's something that you can do about it. And I know that becomes like the officer will then contact people from home and say, look, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Because morale is everything in conflicts.
Absolutely. Guys, thank you very much indeed for coming down. But thoroughly enjoyed meeting you, listening to you. Tremendous music, tremendous thing you're doing. Can anybody catch you anywhere in the coming weeks?
Can they?
we do feature in the Scary Canaries quite a lot.
Okay.
And
perhaps next week.
Next week?
We'll go down next week.
Okay.
Next Sunday.
Next Sunday we'll be there.
That's lovely.
Area.
Okay, we're going to do what we do every week. We're going to finish with something recorded here